Today's a very special episode because we are one episode closer to Lauren finally singing on the podcast. Oh boy, do we have an episode for the people out there today.
I want to say that it probably started maybe a day or so ago, because I know what you're getting at.
4 and a couple of days ago, we ordered, as you can tell, new scenery. We are in, believe it or not, you would think we are in a den or a living room space. This is in our bedroom.
Check that out.
Yeah, so I don't know if maybe at some point like a Patreon behind the scenes little house tour, but until then, I got a little cough still lingering. Well, so our bedroom is as big as our previous home, and it has another room within the room, and within it is a fireplace, and it's actually the second fireplace in the house. I'm not saying that to brag. It's just fascinating to me. I still am baffled about how incredible this house is.
Which one do you think Santa Claus is going to come down?
I think he's coming down this one. He's going to take a nap in here, probably record a pod, and then he's going to
cookie.
Maybe he enters through this one and he exits out the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this house is unbelievable. It's a dream.
Can you imagine Santa? He comes down the pipe, coming down the tubes.
The tube.
And he's like, wait, this isn't the living room. This is someone's bedroom.
Gotta start that one over. Yeah, that would be crazy.
Huh?
Santa needed to start over.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought I said something wrong.
No.
Like,
no.
Beep. Start it over.
Yeah, this house is pretty insane, but we had a lot of little bumps getting in here.
Did we?
Yeah.
I feel like everything really started, every time you mention to someone that you're a homeowner, typically anyone that's over the age of 50, they're like, oh, you're in for a treat. Here comes the pains of being a homeowner. Mm-hmm. Well, fast forward about 18 hours.
So I'm trying to figure out which event we're even going to go to, because it's been such a mess.
You would think we have squished in 10 years of pains within the first 18 hours. In all honesty, they're not that bad. Some of them are honestly kind of funny. We have 2.5 bathrooms. We are now down to 1.5 bathrooms. Not because...
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
tell us
I guess
what happened there.
It starts with me. The first issue, I was super tired. I went and sat down in the living room, and I was looking at the ceiling, and I was like, it's a pretty big shadow. And I looked up, we don't have much in that living room, so I'm like, there's nothing in here to cast that kind of a shadow.
No shadows are being casted at all.
I was horrified. I said, oh, no.
I don't know where I came in. Was I about to go to work or something?
Just came in from your haircut. Not even 2 minutes after me investigating what this spot was on the wall.
So I'm a tall guy. I go right over there. I'm doing a little touch test, and I'm like, oh no. So instantly I put on my thinking cap, and I'm like, what is happening to our home right now? I might just have a toilet come right through the ceiling. So I run upstairs, and upon investigation, it wasn't a very hard investigation.
When you touched it, what was
there was a towel. Yeah, the ceiling was very damp. Very damp. And so run up to the bathroom, kind of figured it wasn't ours. It was not ours. It was the children's bathroom. And lo and behold, there is a towel in the shower and also outside, kind of like, the where the point of the bathtub meets the ground. There's a towel that is just soaked. I mean, it is soaked. It looks like you just tossed it into a bathtub.
Right.
But it's just sitting on the ground. I'm like, oh no. So we did about a 10-minute investigation, and we brought the kids under the lights, and we asked them, where were you last night when all this was happening? And
I was grilling them because I thought for sure. I just immediately blamed Brian. I don't know why, and that's terrible.
He's like, what?
He was half asleep, like, what? I didn't wet anything.
Yeah.
And little Miss Ember unfortunately, she's at this stage where if something really bad happens or really scary, she will lie. That's the best way.
She's very afraid of getting in trouble. She really never gets in trouble.
She never gets. So she's afraid. Yeah.
When the time is happening, when opportunity knocks, she does not answer the door. She runs. Well, she was just like, well, there was just kind of like a little bit of splashes that hit the ground.
Little
I'm like,
puddles.
It got to the point where I don't usually get upset with the kids, but I was just like, I need to know if you guys overflowed. Nobody is in trouble, but we need to get to the bottom of this because I need to figure out, do I need to call a plumber or was this a little whoopsie doopsie?
Right.
It ended up being a little whoopsie doopsie.
Well, yeah, for me, they were in trouble. I don't do the lying thing. So, because you need to learn how big that is now. What if something extremely bad
the house is on fire, right? And you're not wanting to tell us.
I didn't do it. So
the firefighter is Ronnie is knocking on our door,
right? So she flooded the upstairs bathroom.
I just wonder how long it was sitting there. But anyways,
well, I showed my dad. He said for it to look like that, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Well, I look like I'm gonna. Did you get a video of me? I was hair drying the walls, the ceilings. I look like I was.
He was like, over my dead body, this is gonna come through.
Yeah, I was like, I was
He's
hairdresser.
taking my blow dryer to the ceiling.
Yeah.
I said,
So, we're breaking in the house.
It worked.
Yeah, kind of. You got to still remove some little stainage.
But the wetness is gone. It's just we got to remove the stain. So,
15 hours in, I was already a hairdresser addressing the issues of the ceiling. And then maybe a few hours later, we can no longer even get into that bathroom.
No, wait.
Because
I'm trying to remember because was that after... What else happened? There was something else bad that happened.
Was there?
Okay. So that night, and of course it's when they need to go to the bathroom at like 2 a.m.
Yep.
I can't get in there. I'm gonna pee. Somebody locked the door.
Yes. Was it you?
I think so.
Somebody.
I didn't twist it though. I went in there to get a nail file and I left and closed it. So somebody.
Somewhere along the lines, everyone's pointing different fingers. It's like the Spider-Man meme. Everyone's pointing at the different Spider-Man. Someone had locked the door, shut the door from the outside, and now we have not been able to get into the bathroom for over a day. And so
I've YouTubed it. I thought, let me go to Walmart. Maybe they have some extra keys. I don't know why I thought that.
Hey, like, y'all got a key? I just
like a universal bathroom. Yeah, it's a bathroom,
a little skeleton key.
Right. Yeah. They're like, why would we give you a key to break into? How do we know where you're breaking into? It was a whole thing.
So we're down a bathroom. The ceiling is caving in, and I'm hairdressing now. Well, then we have a washer and dryer, brand new house. We have we are very blessed.
Baby. You got it. You got it.
We've just got so much to talk about this episode.
I know.
So everything is absolutely gorgeous. The neighborhood, the people, the location, the aesthetics, the weather,
the grass,
the trees,
the mowing. It's like an art form over here.
Mm-hmm.
I just sit outside the window and I'm like,
I know. I was talking to Dennis, talking to Dennis the Menace next door, and I said, "You need to teach me something over there." Well, anyways, we've kind of gotten off the path. Let's get right back onto it. We're getting off the exit. We're onto the median. We're backing up, and we're back onto the highway. So, what did happen? Oh, so everything is absolutely perfect here. Like, honestly, so perfect.
I'm still waiting for them to come kick us out.
Yeah, I can't believe it. So, anyways,
it's like too nice.
Sorry, my cough is tickling me from last week. Go back if you haven't watched that episode. So everything's included with this house except a washer and dryer. Very rare that happens.
Really?
Yeah, typically, at least here in the Midwest, almost 99% of the time, a washer and dryer is included. Oh. Apparently, the previous homeowners took it with them. Well, We went and got a washer and dryer. Lowe's.
Low down, dirty Lowe's.
Give me the lowdown. I'm about to give it to you. So they're sending it to us. They arrive while I'm at work. Tell me a little bit of what happened.
Oh, I forgot it happened twice. Okay, so while you're at work, they come to the doorbell. I already noticed there's an extreme language barrier, which they're just dropping it off and setting it up. That's fine.
Yeah.
But your dad left a note and he was like, make sure they know, to tie this pipe down, whatever. So.
Right. Well, and also too, a lot of people, when they drop stuff off, their time is money for them. They're just throwing things in, out, they're out the door. So I think my dad was just really wanting to make sure, because you were by yourself, hey, make sure they don't just leave without getting things plugged in, because it can be kind of a hassle.
He was showing me if it's not tied down this one like pipe, it'll leak.
It will definitely leak.
Yeah. He was trying to educate me.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be like a simple process. They just bring it in. It's all fine. Mind you, I am so tired.
Yeah.
Stop delivering things that early.
6 a.m., 7 a.m.,
something. Sir, I'm not washing right now. I'm asleep.
Yeah.
So you can come back later.
Come back in the evening. We're not a business. Our home is always open.
Right. I thought it was 8 p.m. Why are you here? Anyway, so these two gentlemen busted every single door and wall on their way up.
Mm-hmm. They don't care.
Boom, boom, boom. Just shoving it through the door. And I'm like, oh, if my husband was here, he would be going ballistic.
It was like they were bumper bowling.
Yeah.
What's it called? The bumpers were up.
So they plugged these two things in, and it sounds like...
Give me a little sound. The dryer?
The dryer was like gunshots were going off. Boom, 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 boom.
Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da. I can't with you. And I said, that doesn't sound normal. No.
So I get a phone call, and I can hear the guys in the background probably like trying to debate with you. Like, no, like, it's fine.
This is fine. I said, no, that's loud.
They said the classic, it just needs the clothes to be in it. It's empty.
The washer now, that was just the dryer. The washer was spitting out water from the top. So
Sir,
I said, I kept wiping the top, and I said, why is there water coming out the top? He's like, because there's no clothes in it.
Yeah. Sir, we did not get the hot tub with the
sprinkler I was
system
like,
coming out the top.
No, baby, that's not supposed to. It was so loud that even if we closed both doors, it would wake us up. We could hear it. Yeah. Like we would only have to wash when we weren't home or something.
So I get a phone call, and first off, also too, you told me the back end of the dryer, which obviously you don't see it, but the amount of damage that was on this dryer. I feel like
they dropped it off the truck.
Yeah.
First.
The amount of damage, yes, it's in the back, but obviously something is not going to work. It looked like they tossed it off a skyscraper.
Did you take a picture?
I'll take one. I'll throw it up.
It's
wild.
When I moved into my first apartment, the guy was delivering my fridge. I feel like I told this story before. Dented the whole under backside, but he smelled like alcohol. I was his last delivery. He wanted to just get it in and go. I don't know that job. Like, isn't that like a very... Wouldn't you think their managers are like, don't break anything, don't drop anything?
I can say this though, washers and dryers are a absolute task to move around. They're awkward, they're big.
Are they heavy?
And also too, when we were moving, we are in 2025. We can get men on the moon, debatably. We can electric cars that are driving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We can research things by a touch of a button. We have still not decided, let's make homes with doors 5 inches wider to get furniture in, 10 inches wider.
Try getting a Christmas tree in, like a legit one.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Like the amount of times, basically every place I've ever moved into, it is an 8-person task to get a couch, even a chair through the door.
Yeah.
Why are we not designing homes just 4-inch doors wider? Nobody's going to notice. If anything, they'll notice, hey, these doors are really big. I love this.
Well, them big mansions, they open boom, like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes.
We're just
at
not
some
quite
point,
in that tax
well,
bracket,
maybe,
baby.
yeah.
We'll get there, though.
But then those people probably have too big of furniture.
Yeah,
and
they're
then they need, why don't we have triple wide doors? Anyways.
It's always going to be something. But yeah, these guys were so loud. The thing was loud. They busted up every door, chipping paint. I mean, it was a thing. So I said, which I'm not used to this kind of a thing. So I signed something and I was like, he's going to kill me. I probably signed it saying, I approve of this.
I signed, this is the greatest.
This is the greatest thing. Never come back. We love it.
It was like the three wise men bringing gold, frankincense,
I feel
and
like I
myrrh.
just signed my life away because he said, mind you, language barrier. I don't know what you're saying.
You're talking washer and dryer.
Right?
I don't know what that is.
She said, whooshy, whooshy. And I said, what? And I'm half asleep, by the way. So he said, no, if you sign this, it's going to say we're going to come back on Thursday.
Yeah. I got the emails, and all the while I'm at work. I'm just like, oh my goodness, what is happening at this home? The ceiling is caving in. They can't get into the bathroom, and now I have a non-usable washer and dryer in my house. Well, anyways, we're very thankful. Honestly, we're taking things with strides. I think honestly, this podcast just kind of makes things that are not going well, kind of puts a little twist on them that we can laugh about.
Yeah.
Well, let's not spend too much more time on washers and dryers today.
Right.
But fast forward to the,
this
3
morning.
days later, now that we're about 2 weeks in of not being able to wash and dry our clothes, again, much more difficult issues happening in the world. But to this moment, it's been very tricky with the other things that are happening. Well, they deliver... they're supposed to come in the afternoon to do a little switcheroo, a little switcherini-roo.
No, that's about it. I think can't go any further.
The little flip-flop. So they're doing the flip-flop switcheroo, and they're bringing in the new one. Well, this gentleman comes in with just a dryer. Well, actually, first he comes in and he says, I have a dryer for you. And I said, okay, where's the washer? He says, I only have a dryer. And I said, well, if you don't have a washer, you don't have anything at all for me.
Yeah, what's the point of you even coming?
I don't need 3 items in my house now.
I'm just so confused. Like, they said they would bring both.
Yeah, apparently they did not communicate that. I think they were trying to finagle something. So I was just like, hey, I know it's not your fault, but this washer and dryer does not work. It's very dysfunctional. It's dented. This one's leaking. If you don't have both of them here now to flip-flop switcherini
for
me, yes. Thank you. Forgot that one. Just also too, you were supposed to come in the afternoon.
Oh, okay. So let's beep, back that up.
Beep. That's all, folks.
We were up late.
Yes, because of everything else that's happening, we may have gotten a sprinkling of 2 hours of sleep. And then this gentleman decides not just a ring, he's a ring-a-ding-dinging the doorbell. 7:30 a.m.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in my dream.
I thought something horrific was happening.
I jumped up, huh?
I thought it was a neighbor saying your daughter just lit the house on fire.
Right.
And she forgot to tell you.
I jumped up. And I was like, you're like, what? I was like, that's the people for the washer and dryer. They're ringing.
It was more of a panicking, pressing the doorbell.
Give us a one good, maybe two, because of the time of day.
Right.
No phone
call.
You just sat there and leaned on it.
No text. Let me know.
What?
Give me an email.
If the new horn was here, okay.
Oh.
And they woke it up. Very close.
Very, very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Well, that door would have flung open.
Yeah.
It would have been a thing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
It definitely would have been a thing.
Whole house is up now.
Well, anyways, we spent a lot of time on that. Well, next thing you know, we're just getting a full refund, and we may just wash everything by hand, just like the old times, churning butter and washing our clothes by hand and putting them out on the clothesline out back.
I refuse.
It's probably the Kansas thing to do. Well,
hang it from the tree to the window.
Yeah. Have you noticed there's so much wildlife in our backyard?
I was gonna tell you that because our old place,
There was wildlife.
yeah, there was a wild animal kid next door. The bluebird that's back there.
Beautiful bluebirds.
I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah, I've seen them, but very rare.
They're every day now, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
One of
11.
them's like kind of big.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
There's
we've
red.
got bluebirds, redbirds, robins, squirrels,
Bunnies. Squirrels are actually rare.
Rabbits?
Let's call it a bunny. That
Well,
sounds
one of
cuter.
them, I looked out the window as I'm getting ready for work. This thing looked like it was like sprawled out.
It was twitching.
Like, is there a dead animal in our backyard? Like absolute stunning HOA area where it's just like
bunnies just freely running.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area. So I was like, it's not like there's like a coyote slaying rabbits in our backyard. Well, next thing you know, I look out just like our little frog and it's gone. So I guess it wasn't dead.
So my thing is this: do you think we're gonna deal with a lot of like deceased animals back there? Is that going to be a thing? You have to constantly keep throwing them away or doing what you do.
It sounds so barbaric, just
know.
tossing them away.
Well, I mean, we can eat
no,
them.
I really don't think we'll have that issue. But yeah, I was like, the way it was chilling.
He was twitching, and it was weird.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyways, yeah, beautiful area. Met some of the neighbors. Excuse me.
You met more than me. I met one guy across the street.
Yeah.
I was getting nervous meeting like new neighbors and stuff because you can get that one psycho, or they're just like, no, just too nosy, knocking. Let me borrow this. We're all family. We're all one. I kind of like when the neighbors.
Steve Urkel coming over every day. Did I do that?
But it was refreshing because I met my neighbor across the way is from San Diego.
Okay.
So I was
really?
Okay, so you get how I'm feeling.
That is very cool. That's actually pretty wild.
You see their dog? The kids are going to be so jealous.
No.
It's like that big poodle-y kind of a...
Maybe I did.
It just sits at the door, so cute.
I've noticed there's like the people to dog ratio in our neighborhood is almost 1-to-1. For every person, there's a dog.
Ugh.
I'm all about it. I hadn't really met very many people except Bob and I think it's Teresa right next door.
You are really good with names.
Yeah. Bob was a funny guy, just classic old man, real old. He comes by. I'm holding our 500-inch TV with Brad, and he comes by like the most fragile, expensive TV you could imagine.
Yeah.
In a truck, like about to take the leap of faith down it. And Bob's over there like, hey, here's some a cooler. And I'm like, give me 1 second, Bob.
And you're like, read the room, Bob.
Yeah. Such a nice guy. He brought over like sweet tea, diet Dr. Pepper. Old people like diet sodas. Never been into them.
Is that a thing?
I guess it is a thing.
If you're going to have a soda, just go for it.
Yeah, if you're going to die.
Just
die happy.
Go for it. Maybe they actually like the flavor.
There's some people that really do think diet soda is better.
I think Erica might be like a diet Pepsi girl or something.
For people that are out there listening and you like diet soda, friends of you, call that person, check on them, figure out what's going on in their life because there needs to be some sort of intervention. Something's happening.
Something's wrong.
Something is very wrong.
Yeah. There's those people where they were like, I was so depressed, like you couldn't tell. And it's like, no.
But you're drinking diet
it's like,
Coke.
I was drinking Diet Coke. You're like, okay. That
Diet Pepsi is diabolical.
Just Pepsi, period. Why?
Yeah. Is there a Diet Mountain Dew? They seem like the type of brand that's like, we ain't doing diet.
We're good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We're getting Mountain Dew.
You're not gonna
doing
we're gonna dippity do it, and we're not gonna diet anything. You're just gonna drink this until you die.
Yeah. So, anyways, man, we're getting grim over here.
Way off track.
But yeah. So meeting a lot of neighbors. One of the neighbors, as we've kind of concluded, we're kind of bouncing timelines here, but we're concluding our unpacking, and this guy drives up. Hey, neighbor. You must be the new one. I walk up. Everybody thinks I'm just the hired help apparently, because the age demographic in our neighborhood is probably 50 to 60, and maybe older, actually.
Really? I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I brought the age down. You kind of
shut up. I'm blending in. You're terrible.
So
I'm not that much older than you.
No, you're not.
Let's just put that out there because we make jokes about it, and people are probably thinking, is she like 10 years older than him? No.
Let's make it a mystery for them.
Little mystery. I just have 1 to 6 more gray hairs than you're gonna get.
I thought you were gonna say
soon.
1 to 6 more years on you.
No.
So bouncing back, so yeah, this guy, he calls me. So everybody that has spoken to me, they first are like, are you living here? Because every time they catch me, I'm moving, I'm cleaning.
That is such a bizarre thing to ask someone.
And I'm mowing. I could be the hired boy to come mow the lawn. I'm Timmy that's getting $12 an hour to mow this lawn. No, I'm like, nope, it's me.
Are they like surprised?
I think a little bit. Because also, most people think I'm like 25. 26.
Are we around a bunch of dinosaurs and we don't know it?
Perhaps. I think a majority of the people in the area are pretty old.
They're like retired and just
yeah, they're living their life and we're starting ours.
Did we go into an area for the newlyweds and nearly deads?
Probably.
Ugh.
We look out. Hi.
Yeah, it's for those of you that are, TV watchers. It's very Stepford.
A little bit
vibes. Everything is clean. Everything is
so nice.
Clean.
It really is.
You let a blade of grass just step
Someone's
off
gonna cut you with
somebody is not gonna were you gonna address that?
Yeah.
Address what?
Right.
They take their tape measure out. There's a little bit of grass at the end of the lawn that's
like on
just
you haven't seen Elf, but he's like 6 inches. They have to cut these ribbons and he's like 6
Oh, I do.
inches.
I do know that part for sure. But I it's very pretty. But I am a little scared, like how much work it's going to take to keep it so. Neat.
I think we'll be all right. I mowed once, and one of the neighbor ladies walking her dog, she's told me she really made it known that she knows every dog in the neighborhood. She doesn't know people; she knows the dogs. But she was like, "Well, you're already making it look a lot better than the previous person." I don't think I told you that, and I was like,
"She said that."
Okay, cool.
The football player that lived here.
Apparently,
he's playing and traveling.
So
what
apparently,
do you want from
I
him?
think we maybe mentioned it. A chief running back.
Yeah,
that's no longer. I almost said no longer with us. He's still alive. He's just no longer with the Chiefs. Which if you're not on the Chiefs, you are dead to us. So he was a running back. He was renting this home. He was the rentee from the owners. Anyways, I guess he moved out. Well, anyways, finally getting back to what I was saying, I spoke to this guy and he's like, yeah, I'm the second owner. He's like 80 years old. I'm the second owner in this neighborhood. And boy, I'll tell you what, crime is just, it's just going up. And I was like, really?
Mind you, it is an extremely quiet.
Yeah. And we're not trying to brag. We're just trying to kind of set what it looks like. It's borderline almost could be a gated community. And I was just like, really?
Crime.
This area?
There's nobody outside.
Yeah. It's just, I kind of giving people get them, their space to just let things out. And I was like, really? What's happening? And he's just like, you can't hardly leave anything out. People are just going to take it. And I was just like, yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to start tying everything down.
I can't what?
Yeah. I don't know what he's talking
There's
about.
no
Maybe
way.
he was trying to mess with me type of thing. I'm going to mess with the new kid on the block.
Yeah, I was like, this area, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think sometimes just older people, when things do just
change slightly.
Sometimes things don't even really change. And it's just it's kind of the cliche thing. Well,
you think we'll get like that?
Oh, I'm sure we will.
We'll just start whining about something.
Yeah. There was something that we did. It was when we were driving earlier today. and we were just talking in the car, and then someone, turned, and they were really close to hitting me, like in the middle of the road in our community. And
oh yes,
and you were like, you kind of like interrupted me. Dang, like they were right in the middle of the road.
They were though.
They definitely were.
Yeah.
But then we start talking, and then I'm like, oh, we're like turning into those people that are like upset about people in our neighborhood.
Neighborhood Karens. That's us.
So it was kind of funny.
It started back at the other place when I started filming these psycho
that was
kids.
different though. That was like liability purposes. Well, anyways, so back in it, beep, 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 beep. I guess I'm doing it by myself.
I wasn't expecting you to back it up.
Moving day. It was absolutely so much fun.
Can we give those shout outs? Because my heart is still so full and so
Wait, how'd you do that?
It's like
you do so good. That's crazy. Do it again.
No, now you're making it awkward.
One hit wonder.
Stupid.
You all right?
Yes. I want to give those shout outs.
Yes.
That was really important to me.
How are we doing the shout out? Like,
no, we're just gonna say the name.
Okay.
Because I don't.
I thought it was like,
remember, I'm not
Brad.
great. No. So Brad,
Church Brad. We have
Church Brad.
It seems like I haven't met very many Brads in my life, and they're just coming at me now.
And they're all so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad, Church Brad.
So Jake and Brad, what's their Ghost Runners
podcast.
Yeah. Super funny guys.
Look them up. Great, funny guys.
It's crazy because they have such a nice level of success, and for them to still humble themselves to help someone out blows my mind. People need to know these people are really like genuine and nice.
Well, I think also too, to me, it doesn't shock me at all. Well, like
I was shocked.
They're incredible people, but I think you just come from a different spectrum of, I guess, fame and fortune or whatever you want to call it. And I think you're used to, it's very strategical. And it's very like, once you make it, you kind of almost like forget the people around you.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak.
I will agree to that.
And so, and also California is just so like fast paced. Like you've got to like figure things out.
Yeah.
And here it's like, you can probably be, somewhat successful. And it's like, yeah, like let's just hang out and get to know each other. It
blew my mind. I mean, because it wasn't like an easy task that we were asking them to do. And they showed up.
Yeah.
And we didn't live that close. Imagine somebody asking you, for those of you, and I don't know, well, it's not just LA, it's all over. But imagine somebody saying, come meet me 35 minutes away from wherever you live to move something for free.
Yeah. Come meet me outside my house horizontal and we're going to help you move.
I'm like, I wanted to cry. I couldn't believe that they were doing that
and I think
us.
also too, aside from them, just like generally the people in this area and like our church are so like kind, nice, giving, caring, and a slew of other synonyms.
It's just, it was so
I think
sweet.
you're just not used to it. And I'm like, no, like this is pretty normal. Like,
that's standard. Somebody says, hey, do you want to just come help me move?
Standard protocol over here.
You're like, yeah, I'm not doing anything that day. I'll come work out and put in all that work, lifting all your heavy things.
Yeah.
I could not believe it. So yes.
Shout out. Sorry, the coffee's getting to me.
Do you realize you say that every episode?
I know.
Your drinks always are getting to you.
They're getting to me. Jake, Brad, Church Brad, Isaac, Peter. Was there someone else? Who? I feel like there was someone else. Maybe I invited someone else and they didn't make it.
I think that was it.
I think that was it.
You guys are incredible. You guys are
You
amazing.
keep talking. Let me make sure we're still recording.
Guys, I'm in awe. I had no words. I actually had a bunch of words that day. I kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Every time we still see them, it's like 3 weeks later. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's because it's just such a sweet thing. And it was very stressful for me. How are we going to get all this stuff out of here? I'm pregnant. Yeah. There's a lot going on. And they were just knocked it out and wasn't weird about it.
No, not weird about it at all.
LA? Oh. my brothers and sisters, we'll do it, but we're whining the whole time.
And we're also asking
we're
for
fighting.
something.
We're fighting.
Yeah.
How much are you paying me? What are we eating? What's going on? Yeah. Like,
some of it we're exaggerating, but yeah.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay. She's not.
Ask Alexis. We can call her right now. She just moved. She had David's wife. She had all them. Each of them got paid.
Brutal. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Don't tell everybody that was at our place.
But LA, I mean, it's very tight and it's a lot.
So in my opinion, one of the fun, there was like little moments the whole day that were just kind of funny. You know, we just made it like a guys hangout, in my opinion. Well, one of the funniest things, in my opinion, was our realtor, Peter, lovely guy. Absolutely
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's very great. He's very kind, but he's just a busy dude. He's always got something going on.
Well, he has those two little cuties and they're at that age.
You can tell he's just he's got something brewing. He's got somewhere to be. He's got something to do, and he's just stressed to the max. Yeah. But he is there.
But he's so loyal and he's there. That's what I love about Peter.
So this is like the day we closed on the house. I sent out this text. Hey, fellas, I might need you in about a month. Mark the calendar. Each week, I'm like checking in. Reminder. 10 a.m. this date. Maybe the night or two before, Peter sends a text. Guys, why are we meeting at 10? Why not start 9? Get done sooner. Check in. All right, everybody's like, let's do it.
And for it to be 9, we're not close, you guys.
Yeah. Well, and so pretty much everybody that came, they have non-conventional, traditional jobs.
I don't even care if you had a job or not.
Right, but
that's a lot.
Their schedules are very flexible. Very flexible. And so I said 10 because we live a little ways away from most people, and so I was like, yeah, like let's just not rush them up in the morning. Everybody's got kids except Jake and Church Brad and Isaac. Okay, so a majority don't.
Yeah, I was like, anyways, I don't think
I was trying to give people I was trying to make it as non-confrontational and easy as possible.
Right.
Peter says, let's get there bright and early. This dude pulls up at like 11.
He was the last one to go. He was the last one.
He darn near pulled up to shut. You know the person that puts the last piece in the puzzle? Like they're in the other room holding it. They're hiding that last piece so they can come in and be like,
Yeah. But bless him. He has 2 little ones and, the sleeping patterns. And so, Peter, we're not mad at all. But it was funny.
Non-church Brad. Well, he goes to church, but just not church Brad. He was just like, they've been long time friends, like probably childhood-ish, it seems like. And he was just kind of giving it to him, like jokingly, just, oh, wow, like Peter's showing up right now, huh?
Yeah, 9 a.m., huh?
Yeah, just show up at 11:30, huh? Okay. Yeah, grab a sandwich. That was the other thing that was funny, too. So I was trying to make it kind of just like as chill as possible. Like, hey, I'm going to borrow a Cybertruck from work. Let's have some fun with it. We've got food. We've got snacks. We got coffee. You went and got a Starbucks.
Yeah.
We were trying to make it as easy, painless as possible.
Traveling with that many drinks was tragic.
Oh, and the last bump to get into the house, I think you almost spilt it onto the front dash. Well, anyways, so the other thing that was funny was I think a lot of the guys didn't want to eat the food maybe because it was like we're moving, yada yada. Oh no. Peter, we're all just slaving away. Peter comes out just like the biggest sandwich you could imagine.
I didn't know anybody ate the sandwich. That's cute.
And I think Brad was just kind of like, wow, Pete, all right, just eating a sandwich, huh, on the job? And he's just like, Lauren said make a sandwich. So it was just funny. Peter just kind of became that joke of just kind of like, people would be lifting stuff and be like, hey, Pete, you want to do something? And just messing around with them.
Yeah.
But, everybody was so helpful. And
I'm still just, wow. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a good time. I'm trying to think of any other kind of things that happened. Ember, she's always just talking everybody's head off. So it was a good time.
Yeah.
Whew. So I'm trying to think of some other thing that's been happening in our lives. Oh, maybe a topic of discussion. Did you have any different type of pets growing up?
I did.
You did? Tell me about it.
Oh my goodness. Well, Ronnie Baby just had these bright, great, wild ideas sometimes. And he said, you know what? 5 kids in this home.
Let's throw in 8 dogs.
We need a ginormous fish tank
with
exotic fishes.
Right.
There was an electric eel in there.
Where was this at in your house?
Exactly. So before those doors that go to the daycare room?
Yeah.
My dad put that in there. That was not there. That was a wall and just a door. Yeah, he opened that whole thing up. So it was kind of like more on that wall. I have some older videos, but yeah, there was an eel in there. Actually, Gilbert brought the eel. There was a puffer fish.
That's kind of cool.
Bit my finger right here. I think I still have a little. Yeah.
Put your finger in the tank?
I was like talking to somebody and I was like,
using your hands to talk.
I was so
who
dumb.
Who would have known?
Shut up. So I took a little piece off, a little brat, and I was freaking out, and it came out the water and went under the fish tank, and it was breathing, and they had to go get it. It was a whole thing. Just weird, expensive fishes in there.
Yep.
Smelled horrible. They had to constantly keep cleaning it. Turtles. I had those little turtles.
Oh yeah.
My neighbor had ginormous turtles.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they turtles or tortoises?
Whatever the big ones are of that.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that.
And they would just make love all day loud.
Really?
Yeah.
The neighbors or the turtles?
I'm not sure. I'm not so sure.
It's funny that you say that. I was at work today. Golly. Sorry, potties. We need to come up with a name for our people. We're the after class, so maybe something school themed. Our students, I don't know.
We'll play with it.
We'll think of something.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me as I cough. I'm still getting over this disease apparently I had. So I'm at work today. This kid comes up to me. He's 25, and he somewhere along the lines he starts talking about because I'm asking him why do you want to buy a car today? What do you do with your car? And he's telling me, well, I don't do a whole lot with it except I do transport tortoises to people. And I was like, wow, okay. Explain this to me. This is quite interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this profession. Well, apparently he was telling me that tortoises, you can make like decent money selling them.
Yeah, and they live forever, and they're huge.
You knew about this?
Well, I lived next door to they had 8 of them, and they would roam the yard, and they were huge.
Well,
huge.
So he was telling me right now I just have a couple, but I usually have a lot, and I was like, bro, how many? And he was like, oh, I usually have 20 or 30.
Yeah, they're big too.
Are we talking
yes.
Okay.
Like a child can sit on the back
zoo
and
type.
Big. Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, he was saying I can make $1,000 to $5,000 selling them. And I was like, bro, where are you selling these to people? Facebook, Instagram?
Well, people like it because I think they're low maintenance. If you don't want a dog and all that, you're allergic, whatever.
He said the main thing is temperature. Temperature's the main thing.
They just make love too much and it's loud.
Yeah. When I was at the zoo, yeah, that is weird.
It's a weird sound and it's all the time. And they live forever. So you have to find somebody long after you're gone to take care of that thing.
Putting the tortoise in the will. It's in my wheelhouse. And so
they're cheap to feed too.
I think you just throw
lettuce
and
carrots and stuff.
Just heads of lettuce. Chuck it at them.
They love it.
Well, yeah. So that was just kind of an interesting thing. He was a tortoise connoisseur, but he told me that the tortoises do not know how to swim.
What?
Yeah. Apparently only turtles do. So if you see a
tortoise in the water, save it.
well, yeah, but if it's swimming, it's a turtle. Yeah, is a snapping is a turtle. Well, anyways,
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was bizarre. It was a cool kid. So
the little ones are cute. The little tiny ones.
Yeah, little mamas.
But they smell. That tank, you
maybe
blink and it stinks.
Maybe it was a California thing because the guy I lived with in Pomona, he had
is that not like a thing?
Turtles. He had turtles.
Is that not a thing?
I don't know.
LA, yeah.
Interesting.
A lot of people.
Huh. Yeah. Well, anyways, kind of random topic. Just kind of thought of it. And do you have anything for us today?
I think I took a video. I think the people should see it. We were driving, remember?
Oh, yeah. Tell us about this.
It's moments like that freak me out with leaving any child with a husband. With the husband.
So I think we were driving home from work. We have this
crazy.
Or not from work. Oh, we have this routine, typically, probably 3 out of 4 Sundays a month. We'll go to church, then we go to Costco. We get a large pizza, half cheese, half pep, and then we get some ice cream, and then we drive home. Chocolate, yes. Mm-hmm. Chocolate ice cream.
Yep.
And then on our way home, there's kind of this little bit of a windy road, kind of a little snake type road. Well, then I see this guy buzz past on a motorcycle.
That was a legit motorcycle, too.
It's not like a Harley or the ones that are kind of bigger. It was like crotch rocket, like you're gonna die on this thing.
It was the speed demon ones, like you're taking off in this thing. It doesn't even have a slow.
Yeah,
you're
for speed.
You're at the red light and then you just take off. There is no in between.
It's the type where you're leaning and your knees are hitting the ground.
Shut up.
Like touching the ground when you turn.
I guess so, right?
Yeah. Well, and when he zooms past me, he's got this contraption on his back, and I'm like, it kind of looks like he's about to summit Mount Everest.
Like a hiking backpack. It was a hiking backpack.
Exactly.
Just talking about it makes my skin crawl.
So yeah.
It makes my anxiety go up as a parent.
It's going up.
I'm at the top.
It's through the roof.
Never again will I leave my child.
It's dripping through the ceiling like our bathtub.
I should have known.
Yeah, so you tell me, you're like, is that a baby on the back of that bike?
I see two. I don't know if they were pink or purple. I saw little shoes poking out of this
they were like
backpack. I saw the shoes poking out of the hiking backpack. Mind you, he's on a motorcycle on the open road for everyone to see.
Yeah.
We should have called the police.
Everyone could see except the baby on the back of it. It was just strapped on. He was zooming past everyone with a kid on his back.
A kid on his back.
I'd
motorcycle.
Never seen anything like it. And I've driven many, many miles.
Have you?
How many miles do you think you've driven your whole life?
Not a lot.
How many miles?
I was a scared driver before I met you.
How many miles do you think, not driven, but just like either driven or been a part of in a vehicle, like you've ridden? You think?
I don't know.
Over or under 1 million?
I don't know.
I bet over 1 million.
Really? I didn't do big long road trips like you. I didn't do all that stuff. Everything was a zip, zip,
That's
zip,
actually
zip,
crazy
zip.
The more I think about it.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, I've definitely driven over 1 million or been a part of.
That's one thing I did notice here.
Miles.
Like everything you want to get, you better be mentally prepared. You're going to drive and go get it. It's not a little zip.
As far as like major extreme entertainment, like amusement parks.
No,
like
grocery store.
8 minutes.
That's crazy.
8 minutes.
Yes, LA.
Oh, come on.
There's one on every block.
But it takes 9 hours to get to that block.
Traffic.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
It's only around the corner. 12 hours later.
I guess
walk
you're right.
there and back.
I used to always just say, it's just 3 lights. 3 lights.
Yeah. Excuse me. Well, yeah. Did you also notice one thing too? Ever since we moved, it has rained every single day. Mm-hmm. In the morning, the afternoon, or at night.
That's what I said. I feel like I'm being scammed out of the summer. So I don't know what's that about.
Well, yeah, I think it's on paper. I don't think it's technically summer yet.
My mom's birthday is the first day of summer.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
June 21st.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the first day of summer like the same across the nation?
I have no idea, so I probably sound just as dumb. She just always told us that.
Huh. I don't know. It just seems like
and
it
then
would
Embers
be different.
is the first day of spring.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Huh. Well, yeah. It has just been raining, pouring, everything. Hail. One day there was hail.
I called you at work. I didn't know what to do. You have to understand, like, I'm used to rain, thunder, lightning, but not when it feels like it's up under your body, up under your car.
It was raining pretty hard. Well, there was a story I read online that a husband and wife in Kentucky, there was a storm or a tornado, and they both lived.
Okay.
Let's get that out of the way.
Right.
But they both lost an arm, opposite arms. And do you think you know why they lost opposite arms?
They're both leaning out of the car like that?
No. They were, I think, like in their bedroom or basement.
Locking arms?
Holding each other to like protect each other from the storm. And it came and took out their home, but they lost opposite arms. Because they were hugging and embracing each other.
How sweet. That's so sweet.
We would have had both of our arms.
I would have like, get off me. You go over there. I go here. Like, hide under something. What do we do? We're just going to cradle each other until... Oh,
that would have been a perfect time for an argument for them. Probably.
Yeah.
But if they would have been arguing, they would have had both their arms. I told you we shouldn't have been embracing.
So I guess we'll be good then.
Well, anyways... I think maybe that is about all we have for today.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have anything
for the
else?
few that are asking?
Yeah.
I'm not announcing the gender or the name until not they. So we're not having twins, but yeah, until it's here.
But we will get back to our little game and kind of do a little narrow down.
Mm-hmm.
We've been putting that off. Life has been so busy.
The
past 45 days.
Yep.
Moving, unpacking,
visitors
moving, unpacking. Visitors, friends, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
I've just been like tired because I've been sick. But yeah, then we'll kind of wrap it up there. Thank you so much we are getting so many comments from people,
I love that.
Especially on YouTube. I'm going to shout out Ann Young, 85.
Ann Young, we
once
love
again,
you, girl.
Ann Young.
Ann Young.
Ann Young. Ann Young.
I thought you were gonna go up. She's gonna be like, these two are crazy.
Ann Young, 85. We appreciate it. You've been commenting quite a bit.
Yeah.
We like that. And there's a lot of people on TikTok that I think are starting to segue over to YouTube. So let us know in the comments if you followed us through TikTok over to YouTube for the full episodes. But until next time, we appreciate it. Subscribe, YouTube, review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you so much. Anything else, my dear? You look really cute.
Thank you.
And we, I think, unintentionally kind of matched.
I know. Shout out to Quinn for the beanie, my best friend. She's about to have her baby. So that's exciting. Wild. Like any day.
When I met you both, there was no babes.
There was no babes. Yeah, me and my best friend, not planned, but we're having babies very close. They're actually the same age as me and her, apart.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Say that again. Oh, like the baby's months are gotcha.
Yeah. So we're literally just having ourselves.
When it comes to
you're not that
family
good at those.
trees and baby months.
We know, babe. And we're here for you. We're here for you. Also, rest in peace to my Uncle Raymond. He just passed away today. Sorry if I'm a little more quiet, but our family's kind of feeling it a bit, but he was a really funny, great, God-fearing man. So I know he's like, oh, dog, finally, like I get to see you, he's just as crazy as Ronnie Baby. So yeah.
He looks a lot like him too.
They are like twins. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, babe. And appreciate you all once again. Until next time.
And ask us questions. It'll give us more to talk about if you want to know something about us or how we're making this work.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
All right, bye.